Hi, I'm Josh, and this is my album review for Trivium's What the Dead Men Say. Now, I thought this album was absolutely brilliant. I loved every single minute of it. I thought that they've changed their sound a little bit from the previous album. It's more of a melodic sort of death, heavy metal sort of sound. Much more melodic though, even though the synth was a bit melodic as well in places. But I thought it was much more of a melodic album. I don't think it's quite as good as The Sin, The Sentence. I'll just put that out there now. I thought The Sin, The Sentence was just a little bit better than this album. But it's still a great album. All the musicians on it, Matt, Corey, Paolo, Alex, all were fantastic on this album. Yeah, we'll get to that later. I think my top 3 songs for this album is such a hard thing to come up with 3 really, because there are so many good songs. But I had to go with What the Dead Men Say because the title album track. But it was really cool. Some really cool like neoclassical bits which I liked, and the breakdown in the middle of the song was awesome. Amongst the Shadows and the Stones, that was a really cool song with some really good death metal parts and some real thrashy parts towards the end of the song, which was really cool because I love thrash. And some little bits that sort of sounded like Ascendancy. Although the thing with the album as a whole, there are parts of all of their albums you could listen to a song and think, oh, that sounds off that could be off The Crusade or Ascendancy or In Waves or whatever. And then my other one was Sickness Unto You, because I thought that was bloody brilliant, that song. Bit of Silence in the Snow and the Sin sort of thing going on, but really heavy. The breakdown, so awesome, it's so heavy. Yeah, the guitar solo is pretty cool. And then other songs that I could have put on there in the top 3 was Catastrophist. That was just a fantastic song. The first song they released, actually. Some really cool progressive parts in the middle of the song. You know, that bit, that bit. That bit was really awesome. Really cool progressive parts. The solo was pretty good. I like the Defiant as well. It reminded me of like Ascendancy in Waves sort of thing going on with that song. And Bending the Arc to Fear. Some really cool sort of death metal bits going on with that song as well, and the bit towards the end of the song, really cool. And then the other songs that I thought was all right. I mean, I thought The Ones We Leave Behind was all right. It's just that the only thing that I've got with that song is that it basically, the start of that song sounds exactly the same to The Sin, The Sentence. If you listen to it, it's very similar in structure and progression wise, but it's still a cool song, and I liked how it faded out on that riff towards the end. It was really cool. The intro to the album I thought was cool, really nice bit of classical, but I think it was in the wrong place. I think that the way it transitioned from that to What the Dead Men Say, I think it was in the wrong place. I think it could have just been that classical bit and then gone into the heavy bit, and that would have been track 2. But just a little nitpick, it's not really a big thing. Scatter in the Ashes. I don't know if anyone else has caught up on this, but I thought when I listened to it, I thought it was pretty much a rehash of Dying in Your Arms. And if you don't believe me, go and listen to Dying in Your Arms, and then you go and listen to Scatter in the Ashes, and it is basically the same song, not note for note, but progression wise and structure wise, it's exactly the same song. But it's still still a cool song. The only song that I least liked was Bleed Into Me. Not really a lot happens in the song. It's a bit uninteresting, really. Some of it is alright. The solo's pretty cool, but apart from that, it's just goes a bit under the rest of the album. But yeah, I thought Matt's vocals on this was really, really good. Even though his gruffy vocals aren't quite as good as they used to be, but it's how he does it now, and they're still pretty good. His guitaring's always fantastic. Corey as well, his guitaring was fantastic on this album. He is one of my favourite guitarists ever, I think. Paolo is always good. His bass lines are really, really cool. Especially Bleed Into Me, that bit he does at the start. Really, really cool. And then Alex Bent. For me, he is in the top 3 drummers in the world. I believe he is. With Gene Hoglan and Jay Weinberg, I think them 3 are the best drummers in the world at the minute. Right, okay, so overall score for this album, not perfect, but still a fantastic album. Couple of little nicky things here and there. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's solid, not quite a 9 or 9.5 or 10. But 9, I think it's just about there. Not quite as good as The Sin, but better than Vengeance Falls and Silence in the Snow, and maybe just a little bit than In Waves. Right, okay. So this is this album review. Like, sub if you want, comment. I haven't got hardly any comments from anyone. I would like some comments so you can tell me what you think of the video or the album or both, which is cool. You can check out my other album reviews. I've got quite a few on the channel now. And I've got some guitar stuff as well, but I've actually got a video coming out very, very soon after this one, which will probably explain a bit more about what I want to do moving forward on the channel. But until then, keep metal.